One greetings from the High 10. It's Everyday Shenanigans, and thanks for joining me. As most of you know who follow the um, storyline pertaining to Summer Wells, she was reported missing in Rogersville, Tennessee on June 15, 2021. It is now 7 months later, and she is still missing out of Hawkins County, Tennessee. There has been no updates to any said information as of late pertaining to her disappearance. I'm up very early giving this live because my spirit wouldn't let me rest. Um, I was already up anyway, and I decided to go ahead and do the live while I was up. But as I said, there has been no new information pertaining to her disappearance. This case is active and ongoing, says the Bureau of Investigation, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. On June 15, 2021, Summer Wells was reported missing from her home on Ben Hill Road. Since then, extensive search efforts have taken place to locate her and determine what transpired. Investigators have executed numerous search warrants, collecting all potential evidence, Earhart said. We've spoken with anyone and everyone associated with the Wells family, in some cases more than once. At the time this information was uploaded, which was a month ago, the reward fund had reached $74,000 at that time. As I said, this is an ongoing storyline, so the reward may be more than $74,000. The people that were interviewed were neighbors, family acquaintances, and people who were working in the area of Ben Hill Road on June 15th. According to Earhart, the TBI is continuing to work alongside the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office and Federal Bureau of Investigation as they utilize resources to keep searching. And at the time, they had used plane, helicopters, divers, canines, and every resource available during the search efforts. Despite the countless hours of tireless work, the circumstances surrounding her disappearance remain unclear. At the time of this report, which was a month ago, there was no evidence to suggest that Summer was abducted, but investigators continue to explore all possibilities. At that time, there was no evidence that she was abducted. However, all avenues continue to be explored, including foul play and the very real possibility that she wandered off and became lost in the mountainous, rough terrain surrounding her home. If you have any information pertaining to this child, 1-800-TBI-FIND, Sheriff's County Hawkins County Sheriff's Office. If you have any valuable information, call TBI or Hawkins County Sheriff's Office. She's a blonde-haired child, girl child, 40 pounds, 3 feet, tall, short hair at that time. Very strange story. And a lot of terrible things have transpired since the disappearance of this said child, as most of you know who have been following the storyline. A lot of buffoonery, a lot of asinine behavior on behalf of the bio donors and outside parties that don't have anything to do with the case. I was in the queue a little while ago, and I saw something that just really pissed me off pertaining to Summer Wells. And you know who you are. And I'm not going to call you out on this live because I was going to. But I said, no, I'm not going to do that because I'm going to talk about you in a way that you'll know that I'm talking about you. And you'll know that you are just as ignorant as these other people. We as people are entitled to talk about whatever we want to talk about on social media. And some of us may not use the best terminology, have the best attitude or the best intentions, but it is what it is. But I was looking in the queue and I saw something on your channel pertaining to what you think happened to Summer Wells. And you're basically giving a reading pertaining to Summer Wells. I'm not here to tell anybody that what they see and hear is fraudulent, or what you dreamt is fraudulent, or however you're getting your information, let's say. But the things you said make my stomach turn. As far as her being in a hospital and organ transferring, I wasn't about to play that during the live because I feel like it'd be disrespectful due to the fact she's been missing for 7 months and no said information. What the hell is wrong with you? I've never seen your face in the queue once when this case came to be. I came to the case 2 weeks in because people kept talking about it and asking me about it. So I decided to talk about the story. But you, Miss Thang, I've never seen you in the queue ever talking about Summer Wells' disappearance. And I feel like you're just jumping on the bandwagon like everybody else at the last minute. And it's ridiculous. You're giving a reading of a child and you got your babies in the background hooping and hollering. Come again? Don't you think you should go in a quiet place where you can be undisturbed to give a reading about someone? Don't you think that would be the appropriate thing to do? But hell no. You got to be like everybody else. Ghetto ratchet and asinine. Shame on you. Now, one could say I'm being judgmental. I don't feel like I am. I don't feel like I am. I feel like you're like everybody else. Whether you were talking about the story day 1, month 6, month 7. I feel like you're just talking about the story because it's the latest story that people are talking about in the queue. And you decided to jump on the bandwagon. But you're like some other dusty motherfuckers. You don't know what the hell's going on with the storyline. You have no idea what's going on because you haven't followed the content. And to sit up here and say the things that you're saying on your channel about what you think happened to her, it's ridiculous. It's one thing to assume who did it and why. But you've taken it to a whole new low. And as I said, I've never seen your black ass face talking about this baby from day 1. And I was very calm in my last live because I'm having issues with my voice and having a cold. But I'm crunk this morning. And I am sick of you people. Whether you have followed the content, like I said, day 1, week 2, 6 months in, there comes a time when some of you people need to fold and leave well enough alone. You people do not care anything about this child. And you are showing that you do not care about this child. And to get up a day late, dollar short, talking about Summer Wells and these goofy ass readings you got, it's ridiculous and it's so disrespectful. And that's my opinion. And that's my opinion. I'm not going to play it. They can go find you and listen at that bullshit you spinning over there on your channel, but it's disrespectful what you're saying. Because 1, we don't have any evidence to where the child is and how she got gone. And it's bad enough we suspect her parents of getting her gone. But what you doing, that bullshit you're spinning about your readings and everything, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. I am just sick of you motherfuckers. I really am. You people are just, there is no word for the stuff you all are doing pertaining to this child. I thought Cal City was low rent YouTubers. This is low. This is low. She talked to you. She told you what exactly? Well, why is she talking to you? Why she don't tell you where she is? How about that? How about that? She telling you what somebody did to her. She telling you what somebody did to her. But she's not going to tell you where she can be found. See, I cut the video off because I don't do foolishness. Your black ass ought to be strung up. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Everybody's making videos now. Late in the game, and because of the foolishness that transpired a week ago. So we could thank those dusty ass boot toters for now bringing out other bottom feeders to discuss a case that they haven't researched and got any information pertaining to the child. And now you're just making up stuff about a kid that's missing and other parties in it and who you think's involved. You only got that information from watching other YouTubers and the interviews with people coming forward. You ain't slick heifer. Oh, I was listening to you. And I know that's what you were doing. You've gathered information from other YouTubers, from the people who have immersed themselves in the case and gone to YouTubers to speak about this case. And now all of a sudden you want to throw that into some readings and what Summer allegedly told you. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. And if I saw you right now, I would kick you in your damn throat. And while you giving a reading on your YouTube channel, why don't you put your kids to bed? How about that? Before you give a reading. Oh, did you hear that? That's from Big Ange, from East Tennessee. You people, there are no words for you. There are no words for you. Sadly, this case has become a mockery. And most of you know the latest allegations of someone filming church members in the church, that person filing a police report, and also people going to the job of Mr. Wells and his wife. And I don't have to read all that. I'm not going to even waste my breath. I'm just done. You people make me sick. This is the advice I'm going to give some of you. The time you spend on YouTube and Facebook, why don't you go and sweep around your own front damn door? How about that? Start going to bed at a decent hour and get your ass some sleep and worry about your own life and worry about your own kids and worry about your own family. That's what you should be focused on. Instead of worrying about true crime and who shot JR, because some of you don't need to be talking about other people. Because if you're going to start making up stuff, lying on these people, whether we think they're guilty or not, you're going too damn far. And it's out of control at this point because everybody and their mama has been drug into this story without a fucking receipt. And it's disrespectful because in the end, these people still have to walk around in this life and have some type of life. And nobody is thinking about that. You've got a child, 15 years old, drug into this mess. Other people drug into this mess. Other people putting themselves in this mess. It's out of control. And now some of you wanting to get your 5 seconds of views off this kid 7 months into the game and making up crazy stuff. It's ridiculous. Oh, my law enforcement. You're not talking about my law enforcement, because my law enforcement, I live in a different jurisdiction than Summer Wells. You must be the heifer I'm talking about while you in my chat. I'm not what you want, Cookie. I'm not what you want. So you better go find another fucking playhouse, because this playhouse is not what you want. See, I don't hide behind emojis and usernames. My face is in most of my videos. I don't hide behind no username. Since you think we so useless, that you should have no problem fucking off and not talking about Summer Wells then. Despicable. Hold on one second. Hold on one second, you guys. I gotta do something. Yes, Gwenny. This child's been gone missing, excuse me, for a while, 7 months. No information to her whereabouts. Gigi, I'm not worried about nobody, because I'm highly favored. And I didn't have to read that in a poem to know it. You people are vile out here. You've taken advantage of the situation. You've taken advantage of the situation. Because none of us know what happened to her. And me making up all these wild stories and all these psychic readings, making up just vulgar stuff in a psychic readings, you out of fucking line. Because it could be 50, 60 people giving a reading, and each person will have something different. So what is a person supposed to believe if they actually believe in psychic readings? I'm not with none of that bullshit, especially what you spinning. See, some of you just don't want to accept the fact that possibly it could be her parents. But right now they're free, and that's the bottom line. So I'll wait on law enforcement to say otherwise. But all this making up wild stories about what happened to her, she talking to you and telling you this and that. Well, she ought to want to tell you, hey, I'm out here and I want to be found and discovered, recovered. See, let me tell you something. And I'm going to check out of here. The devil knows his name. The devil knows his name. And that's why you fell your ass in this chat in the wee hour. Because you heard Big Ange talking about you. Don't you find that ironic? You come in the chat in the wee hour. What I do, Big Edge? That's because Satan heard his name. So that means my spirit told me to get up and make the video early. Can't nobody tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. There's a reason for the season. And it was meant for me to get up in the AM and do the video. Because Satan's spawn was up and heard her name. I've done my job and proved my point. If anybody knows where this child can be located, please call the TBI or the Hawkins County Sheriff Department. And please do not waste these people's time with frivolous phone calls and misinformation. Summer Wells is missing from Rogersville, Tennessee. Estimated at 3 feet tall, 40 pounds, blonde hair, blue eyes. Hair could be different at this point. Could be disguised. We're going to get justice for you, honey. And we're not going to worry about the naysayers and those who don't have genuine intentions, because they're neither here nor there. They're 1%ers and they're not important. What is important is getting justice for you. And that's all that matters. The rest is just white noise. If you want to donate to the channel, $ Big Angie 129 Cash App. Thank you all so much for joining me. Excuse my voice. I just think it's time that some of you find you something else to talk about and something else to do, because you've lost your way, you've lost your focus, and perhaps you never had a focus. But what has transpired pertaining to Summer Wells and Rogersville, Tennessee is atrocious and asinine. It is just disgusting. And the rest of you jumping on board 7 months into the story, you should be ashamed of yourselves, because your intentions aren't genuine. And Queen can see right through you. You're just taking advantage of the fact that people are talking about her in the YTQ, and you're just building your dusty ass channel off of a child that's been missing 7 months. And you're no different than that trash that stepped foot in Rogersville last week. You are of the same caliber. And you both, all of you, are walking heel to heel, toe to toe, head to head. You're useless and you're pointless. And you're disgusting. And that is the very reason why you dusty ass crows can't sleep at night. And you're up all fucking day and night streaming live because your spirit ain't right. And it ain't gonna never be right till you stand account for the bullshit you've been doing on this YT pertaining to this baby. So you keep streaming live hour for hour in the midnight hour. It don't mean nothing, because you're still gonna be a bottom feeder until you make it right. Till you make it right. This is Everyday Shenanigans. Thank you.